So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K25 Next Gen. In today's video, we are back with another episode of our offseason rebuild series, and today it's going to be the Indiana Pacers. On Sunday night, one of the all-time great playoff runs officially came to an end. The Indiana Pacers lost Game 7 to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and it was about as heartbreaking as it could have possibly been. In the first quarter of the game, Tyrese Halliburton obviously going down with what hopefully is not a career-altering injury. It's very likely he tore his Achilles. At the time I'm recording this, it has not been confirmed, but we all know what we know. What a special season for Indiana, man. I don't think many people thought that they would be back in a position to get back into the NBA Finals. Last year, obviously making the conference finals, getting swept by the Celtics, really just ran the thing back, and this team was so much fun to watch, man. And I was heartbroken to see Halliburton go down with it. I love watching this Pacers team, and now the future's obviously a lot more uncertain. My goal today is to obviously continue making some changes, rebuilding this team, and eventually getting them their first championship in franchise history. We're going to go over the roster. We're going to talk about all my thoughts about the NBA Finals for the Pacers side of this once we get into this video. But of course, as always, let me know any other rebuild ideas down below in the comment section. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, we are in a very interesting week in the NBA. Of course, it's a busy one because the Kevin Durant trade has happened. Obviously, we have the offseason rebuilds with the Pacers and the Thunder. And then after that, the actual NBA draft's going to be here on Wednesday. So, a lot going on right now. But if there's anything you guys really want to see, let me hear it all down below. But yeah, man, another NBA season is in the books. Pacers fans, I am so sorry. I have been on the other side of a finals loss recently. It sucks. It really does. And there's, it's about all you can do is just kind of look forward to whatever is next. So, let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to discuss this roster. I want to let you guys know of a couple things before we do get into this video. If this is your first time watching one of my rebuilds, I want you to know that this is not a realistic rebuild. All of the trades, all of the free agents, none of it is realistic, okay? We're just trying to build the best team possible, win a championship. Second, and probably more importantly for not only this rebuild, but the Indiana Pacers in real life, is last week, I don't know what really caused them to do it, but the Indiana Pacers had the 23rd overall pick in Wednesday's draft. They ended up making a trade with the New Orleans Pelicans, which got them their first-round pick back for next season. Now, I don't know what the exact protections were on it, but I think it was only top 3 protected. So, assuming Halliburton is out the entirety of next season, it's somewhat possible and maybe even likely that this Pacers team is not really anywhere close to contending. So, I'm not saying it would have been like a top 3 pick in the draft because I don't think they're going to be that bad, but if it's somewhere in the lottery, it's obviously much more valuable than the 23rd overall pick this year. So, I have no idea why the Pacers did that in the middle of the NBA Finals, but they made the decision to do so. Obviously, New Orleans was with it as well. And, yeah, now the Pacers are going to have their first-round pick next year. No first-round pick this year. Okay, let's discuss it. We're going to start here at the point guard spot. Again, not a realistic rebuild, but I did this same thing when I did a Bucks rebuild with Damian Lillard. I did the same thing when I did a Celtics rebuild with Jason Tatum. Now doing it here with Tyrese Halliburton. Even though it's an unrealistic rebuild, we are still keeping his injury on for next season. So, the thing that just sucks so bad is Halliburton was just the focal point of this team in every way, shape, and form. Look, he's not a guy that's going to be putting up 30 points per game on a regular basis, but, the way he facilitates, the way he kind of induces that offense, it's just special to watch, man. And, I love watching Hallie. I don't know if everybody else feels the same, man, but to watch that happen for the 3rd time to a fucking star player this playoff run is so sad, man. It really is. And, moving forward, I don't know if NBA players are ever going to play with a calf strain again because I'm almost certain that Damian Lillard and Jason Tatum both had calf strains as well before they tore their Achilles. So it sucks. There's no real way to make it a positive. He had an unbelievable playoff run, clutch shot after clutch shot, big win after big win. And you really don't know with these things, right? I mean, these things can turn into career-altering injuries, and you never hope that's the case. But the one good thing, I guess, is that he's 25 years old. He's not 35, he's 25. There's definitely going to be hope moving forward into eventually the 26-27 season, assuming he is out all of next year. So, yeah, it sucks. There's really no way to sugarcoat it. TJ McConnell, a.k.a. Michael fucking Jordan. I mean, good God. This dude turned into something else. I mean, my God. I said this last year when they got swept by my Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. TJ McConnell and Andrew Nembhard put the fear of God in me. I mean, I have no idea what it is about these guys, but they just turned their game up to a completely another level. He was really special in that Game 7, especially that 3rd quarter. Ultimately, he's not going to ever be Halliburton, but man, TJ McConnell did a fantastic job. Going to be very interested to see what we do with him here in today's video because, of course, at 33 years old, we know how 2K works. There's going to be some regression, so just something to keep in the back of your head. TJ's great. If he wasn't going to regress, he probably wouldn't be going anywhere. The shooting guard spot. Andrew Nembhard, I was a little disappointed at times. I thought he was a little invisible on the court, especially offensively. I know he was guarding SGA for the vast majority of the series, and obviously that's a big task in and of itself. But, I watched Nembhard last year throughout the playoffs as well, and as I mentioned, he put the fear of God in me. I swear to God, man, this dude just didn't miss a shot. So, I'm not saying he's going to be traded or he played really badly, because that's not quite where I'm at with him. But at 25 years old, we got to see how much higher that overall can continue to progress. Ben Shepherd's going to be a rotation piece for us, likely. We're going to keep an eye on it. If we can eventually upgrade, we probably will. The small forward spot with Aaron Nesmith, he got obviously into foul trouble early in Game 7. Really good defensive player at 25 years old. I love the contract. Obviously an elite three-point shooter. So we'll figure out if either him or Ben Mathurin are good enough as long-term small forward options. Johnny Furphy's here as well. The power forward spot, Pascal Siakam. Oh my God. That video of Pascal Siakam before Game 6 is almost would have went down as one of the craziest things ever, if obviously Indiana ended up pulling it off. But Siakam's still a really good player. I thought he was really strong for them throughout the majority of the playoff run. He pretty much did prove that he could be the second best player on a championship team. I thought he was really, really good throughout the majority of this, and obviously you got about as close as you can without actually winning. Of course, he was a member of the 2019 Raptors as well. For the most part, Obi Toppin was really good. Disappointing Game 7, but he's been a nice rotation piece for them. Thought he does a lot of things well offensively. Jarris Walker's just not really in the rotation at this point. We'll figure out what we want to do with him. And then who else am I thinking of? Yes, Isaiah Jackson, Ellie Bradley. This center spot is an interesting one for me because Miles Turner was not very good. I was not really impressed with anything that Turner did throughout the finals. I don't know why. He doesn't play like he's damn near 7 feet tall. I need him to grab more rebounds. I need him to be banging down low with Chet, with Hartenstein. I don't really know what it is. He didn't shoot the ball particularly well. He didn't really do anything at an above average level, in my opinion. So, he's been the longest tenured Pacer on this team. He's somebody who will likely extend this offseason, but just to keep in mind, it's the biggest series of his life. I thought he'd maybe show up a little bit more. Thomas Bryant, Tony Bradley, gave him minutes when they obviously could. Isaiah Jackson, also a torn Achilles at this point in time. So we will sort it all out. But yeah, by no means is this the most talented roster in the league, because I don't think anybody went into this series, this playoff run, with that as a belief. But this team plays good brand of basketball. They play team basketball. Nobody on this team is selfish, and ultimately that's why they got to where they did, and a heartbreaking ending. Okay, the coaching department. Rick Carlisle, now the oldest head coach to ever coach in the NBA Finals. I am super excited. I love him. He's a fantastic head coach. He is going to be. He might have went down. I just want, just out of curiosity, where does his legacy bump up to if he pulled off this one, 2025 Pacers, and obviously he was the head coach of, Dirk, Dallas in 2011 with probably the craziest finals run ever. Insane. Not going anywhere. Okay, it is time for the 2025 draft. As I mentioned, we no longer have our first round pick. They made a deal with the New Orleans Pelicans. We now have our first round pick back for next year, which of course could be good because Halliburton's not going to be playing for us. We do have 2 second round picks. I actually wouldn't mind seeing if I could maybe move up late into the first round if I combined all of these, like 25th, 28th pick from the Celtics, like just something here. We have all these seconds that I never really use, and that's all it really takes. Okay, so we'll pick somebody at number 28. We have good depth already. They're probably not going to end up being, a really important piece to this video, but maybe they're in the rotation. Bogdan Markovic, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you and pretend that I know much about him. Janai Broom, Colin Murray-Boyles. Sure, why the hell not? Okay, we are going to now get into it. He's 72 overall. Team player options, Mathurin, Walker, Shepherd, all going to be brought back. Qualifying offers, Isaiah Jackson. Yeah, the torn Achilles is not great. For $5.5 million, though, I will give him the qualifying. So, this isn't a team that's going to have a lot of cap space, a lot of money to spend. It's probably just going to be them bringing back Miles Turner. He has no real offers right now, so he's asking for about $23 million annually. It's actually really not that bad, given what today's NBA is. And then Isaiah Jackson wants about $8. I'd give it to him just because he'll be healthy by the start of next season. All right, we're going to let Thomas Bryant, Tony Bradley go. They did their jobs. Obviously, we all remember the big game from Thomas Bryant against the New York Knicks. At this point, we are just going to bring them back. We may have a trade or two. Of course, we do need to figure out what we want to do at the point guard spot. Halliburton says he's not injured. He's not playing for us next year. I'm going to make sure that his injury is on. We are going to have him come off, an injury in the 26-27 season. But we're going to have to sort out what we want to do at this point guard spot. I'm probably going to get some shit for this trade, and I fully understand why. I am doing this as a 2K move. This has nothing to do with actual basketball. This is not a trade I make in a million years if this was real life. I'm doing this because I know how 2K works, and TJ McConnell regresses unbelievably fast. It is terrible to see. It's stupid. It makes absolutely no sense, but it's how 2K works. So I'm thinking about this as a long-term move. We are going to basically get 10 years younger, 9 years younger. We are sending TJ McConnell and 2 second-round picks to the Detroit Pistons. We are picking up 24-year-old Marcus Sasser. He does have another year of team control after this, and we're also getting a first-round pick in 2028. So these are all going to be future assets. I'm not completely punting on next season, but ultimately, if we can think about this more long-term from a strategic point of view, thinking with our brains instead of our hearts, I do think that this move makes some sense because McConnell will probably be around a 76 or 77 overall to start next season, and then we're basically just losing value for nothing. Okay, I have figured out how we're going to do this entering year number 1. I almost said 2. Here's how the point guard spot's going to look. Halliburton's going to be injured. I'm going to put his injury back on. He won't be there. I have moved Nembhard to the 1. Obviously, we just made the trade for Marcus Sasser. He'll be the backup. The 2 guard's going to be Ben Mathurin and Ben Shepherd. Mathurin didn't really go down at all when we moved him to the 2 guard spot. We moved Obi Toppin to the 3. I'm likely still going to start Aaron Nesmith, but we have these 2 as our small forward options. Power forward, obviously, still have Siakam. Jarris Walker will now get somewhat consistent rotation minutes, probably not playing a bunch, but he is still here. And then, of course, the center spot, we re-signed Miles Turner, and we re-signed Isaiah Jackson, who will now be healthy, of course. So, yeah, it's a pretty boring offseason. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm trying to think about this from, year 2 or year 3, because in all honesty, without Halliburton, we don't have a damn chance to win anything next year. So, that's my thought process for now. Again, not trying to piss off Pacers fans, but trying to do this in the most logistical way possible. All right, I'll see you guys at the start of year number 1. Should be pretty interesting to see how the first season goes here for us in Indiana. We have established the 10-man rotation the way I think it'll work best, and honestly, I'm not really sure what to think because the Eastern Conference is not necessarily very good. Part of me still says this is a playoff team, and there's another part of me that says, hey, maybe we're a 12 seed. So we'll find out together. Andrew Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin, Aaron Nesmith, Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner are 1 through 5. No major surprises from what I was just discussing a few seconds ago. Obi Toppin will be my 6th man. Jarris Walker, who's now up to a 79 overall, will fully be in this rotation. Marcus Sasser, who's also up to a 79 overall. Really liking that McConnell trade as things do end up developing. Isaiah Jackson will be my backup center, and finally Ben Shepherd at my backup shooting guard. So, yeah, I mean, the team's a million times better if, our all-star, superstar, whatever you want to call him, point guard, and Tyrese Halliburton is here, but he is not, and it is only going to be for 1 season, and we're just going to see how this thing shakes out. I will see you guys at the end of the first season here in Indiana. A pretty subpar first season here in Indiana has officially come to an end. 38-44 is the final record. Hopefully this is as bad as it is going to get. I suspect that is going to be the case. So I have no idea what seed we are. It is the Eastern Conference at the end of the day, so we'll figure it out. Jokic going to be your MVP. Took a year off from one of them. He is back. Cooper Flagg always somehow falls to Philadelphia in these rebuilds. It never fails to amaze me. What? James Harden ends up in Denver and he's coming off the bench? Okay. Giannis wins Depoy. Reza Shea most improved. SGA clutch player of the year. Mark Daigneault. Second coach of the year in 3 seasons. Okay, let's talk about the standings here. We are actually a potential playoff team because this conference is so fucking dreadful. We will sort that out momentarily. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the numbers here for this team. Obviously, we have a little bit of a shakeup because, no Tyrese Halliburton, Ben Mathurin, Pascal Siakam. You got Miles Turner doing his thing. Nembhard, Sasser, Toppin, Nesmith. Okay, nothing really too shocking there. The rebounding department is Turner. Assists going to be Nembhard. So, I mean, crazy enough that we could be a playoff team. We have the Chicago Bulls. We win this, we're the 7th seed. So, let's just see what happens against Chicago and we end up losing that. So, if we end up beating the Philadelphia 76ers here, we are going to be the 8th seed. What the fuck is this lineup? Okay, let's see what happens. We lose. At least we're going to have a lottery pick. There's always that small, 1% chance it ends up being a really good pick. It is a rematch of the 2024 NBA Finals. Here we go. Dallas gets a little bit of revenge. Kyrie Irving gets Finals MVP. Okay, well, it is time for offseason number 2. Now that everybody will be fully healthy, it's going to be really good news. We are going to go ahead and operate like we are going to be close to winning a championship because I fully believe that's where we'll be. We are projected the 11th overall pick here in the lottery, and we end up sitting at 12. Not exactly my favorite. It is what it is. Rick Carlisle going to stay on. Probably not moving on from him from really any point in this video. But we have the 12th overall pick, which is certainly not nothing. Of course, a fully healthy Tyrese Halliburton is a beautiful sight to see. And I think I'll just draft somebody at number 12, honestly. Not sure who it's going to be. Let's just see who's sitting here. Darius Acuff Jr., potentially. Ooh, Elijah Arenas is sitting here. I think this could make some sense because if we're thinking upgrade anywhere on this bench, no disrespect to Ben Shepherd, the shooting guard spot definitely could be that area. Elijah Arenas, welcome to Indiana. 6'7" out of USC, a 75 overall. Walker, Sasser, Shepherd, all going to be brought back. Ben Mathurin going to be a restricted free agent for us. And he appears to be our only real free agent, actually, as a matter of fact. So I'm likely going to pay him. I think it kind of makes sense with where this team is at. So we're going to pay Mathurin. Hopefully he's not asking for anything too crazy. About $30 million annually. It's not my favorite in the world, but it's fine. We'll pay him. Okay, at this point, we are not, I wouldn't want to say all in. Like, I'm not going to trade every single draft pick we have, but this team's going to be competitive next season. I want to make moves to hopefully get us to the point where this team can be maybe the favorites in the East. We're going to hit up the Orlando Magic and try to pull off a blockbuster. I understand that Aaron Nesmith, Andrew Harder, and Ben Shepherd are all important contributors on this Pacers team, but at the end of the day, I think star power does eventually become more important than the depth. So I have this all planned out in my head. If we're able to pull this off, I have a vision. Okay, I don't think they're going to take that. Not really a big surprise there. I would like to find a way to get this done without giving up anything of true significance. So like Johnny Furphy could be in this deal. I'd include Colin Murray-Boyles, and then I don't know if we have the draft capital, unfortunately. Okay, we do. Welcome to the team, Franz Wagner. Was certainly not expecting that to be, so I don't want to say easy, because we definitely gave up a lot, but yeah, feels like we definitely got a really good one here in Franz Wagner. Okay, at this point, Halliburton and Sasser, Mathurin and Arenas, Wagner and Toppin, Siakam and Walker, and Turner and Jackson, and yeah, that's probably going to do it. I mean, we're going to have a couple expiring players in Walker and Sasser next offseason, but I'm really excited for what this team could be. Let's just pretend year one didn't happen, right? We'll call this year one. No, this is obviously our second season here in Indiana. Year one, we had almost nothing in terms of expectations. This offseason made a big blockbuster, adding another star next to Halliburton and Siakam, and I really think this team's going to be very much in the mix here in the Eastern Conference. So, Tyrese Halliburton back where he belongs at his starting point guard spot. Of course, still have Ben Mathurin. We re-signed him. Paid him a whole lot of money to be my starting shooting guard. Made the big blockbuster for Franz Wagner. And then the front court of Siakam and Turner remains the same bench unit. Pretty damn good still. Obi Toppin, Jarris Walker, Isaiah Jackson, Marcus Sasser, and of course we just drafted Elijah Arenas. So, championship? I'd like to think we're at least going to be close. See you guys at the end of year number 2. Well, you don't see this one too often. Cade Cunningham going to be your MVP here at the end of year number 2. It's a remarkable season by him. Damn near 50, 40, 90. I mean, being 0.2 off in the free throw department. More importantly for us, 63 and 19. We are back. We are going to be competitive. Maybe even a championship's on its way. Darren Peterson, Rookie of the Year. He's a member of the Sacramento Kings. Get Debanston coming off the bench in San Antonio. Speaking of San Antonio, Wemby winning Depoy, VJ Edgecombe Most Improved. Cade also wins Clutch Player of the Year. Fuck off, Jason Kidd. Fuck off. Okay, it is time for the standings. We were tied with the Dallas Mavericks for the best record in basketball. Let's take a look at the stats right here. And Tyrese Halliburton back doing his thing. Ben Mathurin, Franz Wagner, Siakam, Turner, Walker, Sasser. You have eyeballs. The rebounding department, we were led by Turner. I mean, 7 a game. I mean, damn near 7 feet tall. You think you can get a few more. And then Halliburton did lead us in assists. Okay, we are the 1 seed facing the Miami Heat here in round 1. It's kind of the battle of devil magic, if you will. Both these franchises pretty good at it. Okay, round 1. Quick 2-0 lead for us. Make that 3-0. Make that a clean sweep. And it is the Atlanta Hawks here in the Eastern Conference semifinals. They have added De'Aaron Fox. Okay, Bobby Portis still here. Very interested to see how this second round goes. I suspect we will win, but I am hoping it's not too stressful. Up 3-1 right now. Close them out in 5. Okay, and it is going to be us and the Detroit Pistons here. Cade Cunningham just won an MVP. They somehow have Case and Wallace now. This would be insane defensively. Ron Holland, Jalen Duren, got Jacoby Walter, Isaiah Stewart. I mean, pretty good team. Not a lot of major changes, but definitely a solid squad nonetheless. We are up 3-1, though. Thank you. And we are going on to take on another demonic team here in the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know what is up with the obsession that 2K has with Dallas, but they have it, and it's never really changed or really altered in any way. So this team is really, really fucking good. We're up 2-0, make that 3-0, on the verge of a sweep. God, that would be elite. Can you imagine, man? Halliburton comes back, first season after the injury, wins a championship. Poetic, really. All right, low-scoring game. It's a closely contested one, though, so I was hoping for a little stress-free, and we could maybe go in there and, I don't know, chop it up a bit, but nope, we're going to have to focus on the gameplay. With just over 2.5 minutes left to go here in Dallas, we, of course, are on the verge of a sweep right now. I need to focus here. That kind of goes without being said. I am going to give it my all. I'm sure many of you are aware. I'm not necessarily very good at this game. Halliburton gets the easiest lane of his life and gets a free dunk. Okay, I'll try to focus on the gameplay and talk about the Pacers. I mean, when we thought about, the Pacers season last year, right, that Eastern Conference Finals run they had, I felt like the vast majority of people were calling it fraudulent. You saw that they played an injured Bucks team. You just look at their run as a whole. They, maybe they don't even get there if Jalen Brunson doesn't go down in that Game 7 at the Garden. I don't know. That's what everybody was saying. I was never in that crowd. I watched my Celtics have one of, if not the most competitive sweep I've ever seen in my life. I saw the team's ability to hit big shots. I saw their ability to play clutch time offense, and it was terrifying. It truly was. And it felt like that series they had last year really benefited them because it got them to this point where they're obviously, I don't want to say a freak injury away from a championship, but you never really know. Anything could have happened. Halliburton was locked in that Game 7. I mean, he was absolutely hooping, and of course to see him go down like that was just tragic. So you never know how these things are going to be, man. These injuries, you hate to see them no matter what the situation is. Of course, the one positive is that he is still relatively young. So, him and Tatum are probably in a little bit of a better spot than Damian Lillard, but it just sucks, man. It sucks. There's really never a good time for something like this, but the absolute worst time is in the biggest game of his life, which obviously that was last night, and it's just so heartbreaking, man. So heartbreaking. Because I love watching them, man. I love watching him. I love watching the Pacers. This team was really fun. Like, I'm not a fan of the Indiana Pacers, but if I was rocking with one team after my Celtics were bounced, it was probably Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers. So I'll try to lock it in right here, play some good defense, and just see if we can kind of close this one out. I do not like this lineup we have in right now. I feel like we should have all of the starters in the game, but that's not quite the case. If you want to kick it out to Derek Lively beyond the arc, be my guest. I don't know why you do that. Anthony Davis, surprised he didn't pull that one right there. I'm not really sure what they're doing right now. They're kind of just wasting the clock. That's a horrible shot. Okay. Thought they could maybe play the foul game. They decided not to. And just a little easy dunk for Pascal Siakam. Not really sure what the game plan is there. Okay, well, we are going to see what a defensive lineup looks like because we are up 4 right now, of course, still with 2 timeouts. Defense includes, it's just the starting 5. Okay, well, we'll keep that starting 5 in there right now. Obviously, one of our best defensive players on the floor right now. And, yeah, let's just see if we can hopefully hold off Dallas in what has been a very, very low-scoring game, which is a bit of a surprise for me. Irving, little jump shot's going to get that one to go. Okay, 2-point game. They don't have to foul by any means. Going to just try to get it into Hallie. They're not going to foul, but let's just see. Can we blow by Kyrie? This tends to work for me every time I do it. I don't know why that works so much. I need 2K to, like, patch that or something. Like, you can just go coast to coast so easily, and it never really, doesn't really matter ever. So, let's put the starters back in. Obviously good to get them another blow. And, yeah, I mean, if we can trade baskets, it's fine by me. 28.6 on the clock, of course, advancing the ball now here for Dallas, who is now officially out of timeouts as well. Let's try to just deny Kyrie Irving the ball. Out of everybody here, he's pretty much the last guy I want to get it. Halliburton stuffs him. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. No, I fucked that one up. All right, well, we're under 24, so mathematically speaking, we're in a pretty good spot. Of course, we've seen some crazy shit happen. They're going to foul immediately. We are in the bonus, so Halliburton going to be going... What? Max Christie upset about that? You intentionally fouled him, dude. All right, free throw line for Halliburton. First one is up slightly early, but it still goes. I'm not good at this whole free throw thing, man. I'm really not. Second one is up for Halliburton slightly early. Again, it's good as well. No timeouts for Dallas. They can't do anything at this point in time. If they want to take their sweet-ass time, that's more than okay with me. I am not playing on-ball defense against Kyrie. We are going to let Derek Lively... What the hell is that? All right, this one's over. A sweep of the Dallas Mavericks sees us close out year 2 with a championship, and oh boy, cinema. It truly would be. Tyrese Halliburton capping it off with a finals MVP. Okay, we have one season to go. Apparently Corey Joseph was here. We are not going to probably make any major changes. Steph Curry, Paul George both calling an end to their Hall of Fame careers, and Draymond Green, who also will be a Hall of Famer. I don't think we could possibly have any picks here in the lottery. Not seeing anything. How are the Rockets bad enough? Obviously, Rick Carlisle not going anywhere, and we will take a look at the 2027 draft, where I don't think we're really working with anything, so that's fine. Team player options right now, we have none. I think we have 1 or 2 major free agents, Sasser and Walker. I'd like to get them both back. If we can't, then we can't, but I'd just like to, Jesus Christ, $28 million. I'm going to be out of cap space. I'm almost positive after I re-sign Walker. I don't think I'm going to have the funds to get Sasser back, unfortunately. Wow. Okay, that's a bit of a surprise. Did not think that would be the case, but we have money somehow. And yeah, it's pretty rare that I do this, but given what this team is, we only have 10 rostered players. Honestly, I'm just going to run this thing back and hope it turns into another championship. There is no denying how incredible year 2 was for us. 63 wins, a championship. It was pretty stress-free for the most part, and we are running it back pretty much exactly for year number 3. Starting 5 remains the same. Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Franz Wagner, Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, bench unit. No real changes. Obviously, some nice development for some guys. Obi Toppin remains my 6th man. Jarris Walker, who's now up to an 84 overall. Elijah Arenas, who is an 82 overall now. and then still got Isaiah Jackson, Marcus Sasser. Rounding it out, I mean, there's no changes. It's just kind of a different minutes for some people, but other than that, this team is exactly the same. Hopefully we end up with the same result as well. See you guys at the end of year 3. Well, it is 2 straight MVPs for Cade Cunningham. Another remarkable season for this special young player, but 71-11 is pretty special for us as well. That is going to be the final record. We are very much going to be in the mix for another championship. Tyron Stokes, your rookie of the year, is a member of the Houston Rockets. What? Not only is Trae Young in Philly, but he's coming off the bench. Okay. Wemby, Jace Richardson, Luka Doncic, and Rick Carlisle, first coach of the year of this video. Okay, we are feeling good. Won the East outright by 19 games. I mean, we are far and away the best team in the league in terms of record, but got to go win another one. So let's see what we are going to do here. The numbers across the board. Rebounding department is Turner. Assist is obviously Halliburton. 1 seed once again. It is the Washington Wizards here who have added Joel Embiid. Okay, that is certainly something. I think we are clearly better at this point. I don't think there's much denying that, and thanks for coming out. It is the New York Knicks here in round 2. Brunson, Malik Monk, Bakome Dadier. I think it's how you pronounce it. Cam Boozer. Missed that one. Why? No disrespect to Dadier or Boozer, but Kevin Durant, even at age 39, whatever the hell he is, would definitely be in that starting lineup. Okay, well, it is time for the East semis. We are up 3-1. We got a little gentleman sweep. Okay, the Atlanta Hawks here. Trey Mann, De'Aaron Fox, Reza Shea. We beat them last year. I suspect we'll beat them this year. And it is us against Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs here in the NBA Finals. Keon Ellis, Stephon Castle, AJ Debance. Oh, my God. This would be the most insane defensive front court I've ever seen. I'm nervous. I am not going to lie to you. We are up 2-1 right now. Make that 2-2. We go up 3-2, going to Game 7 on our home floor. Can we get it done here and win back-to-back championships? Looks like it's going to be a somewhat closely contested ball game. A little bit of a back-and-forth affair. Oh, my God. Oh, no. All right, well, I'll see what I can do. I know I've been lacking a little bit in the gameplay department recently, so yeah, getting you guys 2, gameplays here in one video. Hopefully that makes up for it a little bit. Okay, Halliburton doing his... No foul is called? Still gets the contact and still gets the layup to go. Gets his 8th point of the night. And there's officially less than 2 minutes to go here. And we are obviously on the verge of either a second straight championship or a terrible, terrible, painful loss. Stephon Castle is just dicing and just cooking up Franz Wagner. Oh, boy. Okay, probably not my favorite matchup in the world. Definitely want to get the starters in the game right now. It looks like almost all of them are in here right now. Okay, Halliburton is just... Who is that? Who is that? Oh, give me a fucking break. That dude looks like Jokic, and he's out here moving like fucking prime Russ. I mean, God. That's insane. Who are these fucking people they have on the floor right now? That's no way. No way. Thank you very much. Good rebound. Pass. No. Give Halliburton the ball. Okay, I got to focus right now because this is a multi-possession game. Little easy layup up and under for Halliburton. Now gives him a double-double on the night. I got to focus. Minute 15 on the clock here. I do not like Stephon Castle going up against Franz Wagner. I think it's a bad matchup for me, but it's what 2K wants to do. Oh, boy. Force him into a bad shot. That's all you can really ask for. Pascal Siakam with a steal. Run the floor. Run the floor. Run the floor. Run the floor. Obi Toppin is slow as fucking hell. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Give Halliburton the ball and get out of my way. Get out of my way. All right. Holy shit. That was stressful for a second. Couldn't get the fast break to go. Gets the layup. Oh, no. He missed. He missed. I forced it too much, and I missed. And whoever the hell this is... God. That's bad. That is bad. That is one that absolutely kills. What is this? Carter Bryant? I have no idea who this is. God. That just hurts so bad. I need him to miss one. I need him to miss a free throw. Makes the first one. Almost gets me a little bit. I didn't even realize Wemby wasn't in the game. That's certainly a choice. Not a good one. Okay, well, we are going to... I think Elijah Arenas is in. Looks like Ben Mathurin fouled out. Fuck, dude. God damn it. I had it, too. I forced it with Halliburton too much. Goes 2 for 2. We're not dead yet. I don't want anybody to think that this game is over because it's certainly, not all the way there yet. But I have to basically play perfect basketball from here on out if I want any shot. All right, Elijah Arenas. Give me a little screen here for Franz. Franz hits a 3, and there's still a shot clock. We do not have to foul, technically speaking. Let's try to deny a ball. They are going to foul immediately. Okay. Yeah, that's 2K. I didn't do that, but that's fine. Keon Ellis going to the free throw line. He misses one. We're in a pretty good spot. First one up. He is cool as a cucumber. Jaren Jackson was also not in the game. What are these decisions here? All right, second free throw for Keon Ellis. This is the really big one right now, is up, and it is good as well. All right, I didn't do that. The game took the timeout for me, but that's fine. I need a 3. I don't know if they're going to play the foul game. They'd be smart to, but I don't know if they will. Let's get the starters in here right now. I think that makes the most sense. There's an argument to maybe take Turner out just for a little bit more spacing, but he can shoot, and he's not going to be the guy with the ball anyways. He's going to be the one inbounding it. So I'm going to go to the one guy I know has a clutch gene in his... Nope. Ah, shit, I was too far back. Okay, let's just see here. Halliburton. That's not a foul? Bro, Wemby fucking yossed Miles Turner. Oh, no. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. That is an absolute fucking killer, dude. And that one's probably going to do it. I don't see a way at this point that we can actually get this done. I mean, God, it's like we're so close. And I thought Halliburton had it. It's probably a bad release on my part because I fucking suck at this game, and the fucking shot meter is fucking garbage, but that's neither here nor there. All right, what does a three-point lineup look like? It puts in who? Hoomst? Who the fuck are you? Okay, Wagner's certainly going to be in. Jarris Walker has a 91 three-point rating, so yeah, that's fine. Okay, well, I have no idea what the game plan really is here. We're obviously out of timeouts at this point, so I'm pretty much just locked in with what I got. All right, let's kick it over to Elijah Arenas here. We're going to pull one. That's going to be all she wrote. That is an absolute heartbreaker. Hate to see it end like that. Victor Wembanyama gets his first championship and Finals MVP. Nonetheless, though, this was a really fun rebuild. I mean, obviously a dominant season throughout the regular season in year 3. Came up just short, championship in year 2, and I had a lot of fun with this rebuild. So I hope you guys enjoyed as well. We have one more offseason to go. That one's going to be tomorrow. It'll be the Oklahoma City Thunder. But yeah, I mean, at this point, it's, as I've mentioned now, I think in earlier today's video and then yesterday's video, it genuinely always shocks me how fast the NBA offseason just kind of ramps up after the finals. Obviously, the series going 7 definitely doesn't help that, but the finals ends on a Sunday. The draft is immediately on a Wednesday. We're going to blink. It's going to be July, and free agency is going to be here. I mean, this shit just goes like that. It's insane. It's genuinely insane. My God, I'm getting old. Okay, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. Of course, we're going to have a lot of content moving into the coming week just because of all of the stuff that is going to be happening. There's definitely going to be more blockbuster trades, big free agent signings, obviously going to be the draft as well. So, yeah, whatever you guys want to see, let me hear it down below. All the best to Tyrese Halliburton, man. Pacers fans, I am genuinely sorry. That is a heartbreaking way to end what was such a fun season. But that'll do it for me. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.